the pleasure of introducing the first speaker. So I'm passionate about what her subject is because before real estate, I had a long career at the Union Pacific Railroad. So I worked at the railroad, guys. Real estate is my second career. So I worked at the railroad for 12 years and had a great career, right? Why would you leave the railroad? I was in sales, I got to travel the country, 6-figure income, but I believed in myself and I wanted to bet on myself. And the next young lady I'm bringing up, Miss Saraya Oyler, did the same thing, and she's going to tell you about her journey from full-time employer to full-time agent.
If you feel comfortable, how many people out here are part-time agents or do 2+ jobs or any entrepreneurs? Okay, so like you, I also did both until about October of 2021, where I decided to make that decision to quit my full-time job. I got to the point in my job where everything became extremely stressful. It was extremely overwhelming. I didn't want to wake up in the morning, didn't want to sit in on that Monday morning conference call. I didn't want to do any of those things. I'd had enough. And so I decided I was going to quit. So I busted into Leah's office. Leah, where are you? Raise your hand. And I said, I'm done. I have had enough. I can no longer do this anymore. I quit. And I was so determined to quit that I called my boss that day and I said, hey, I can't do this anymore. I've got to transition. You got to phase me out of my full-time job. It just happened to be the exact same day they decided to give me a big raise. One that was way, way past due. And so the next thing I did was I texted my mom. And I said something like, Mom, I'm quitting my job, I'm going full-time real estate, I don't care what you tell me, I'm gonna do it, love you, bye. Because what I wanted to do is I wanted to start speaking it into existence so I wouldn't let my fear take me back to my own complacency. I didn't want to allow those ceilings that had continuously been put over my head rob me from what I knew the potential I had in my heart. So I was over that. Have you guys ever experienced something like that where you don't want to say it out loud because once you do, it starts to become really, really real? So you keep it in. Well, if you're out there and you're struggling with making an important decision for your life, I challenge you to start saying it out loud. Tell your friend, tell your coworker, tell your mom. Put it out into existence, because once you do, you now have accountability to follow through with what you said you were going to do, right? So, I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of this book, but there's a book out there by Jen Sincero where she talks about once you finally go all in and you make that decision to follow your passion and chase your dreams, there's this little phase called the cosmic butt kicking. Well, 2021 was that year for me. Because I had this big plan and I had all these goals, and then something really traumatic happened in my life that I had to face. And so here I am, going all in real estate. I quit my almost 6-figure income job. I'm dealing with this new trauma. And my clients decide to have the audacity to stop buying and selling real estate. They just quit. They quit answering. For 4 whole months, I had 0 business in my pipeline. Nothing. So here I go again, busting into Leah's office, questioning myself, questioning my abilities. Did I royally just screw this all up? And we sat there and we talked about something that we're going to reference back to when things get hard. What we came up with was a mantra: dig your heels in. So now, anytime I'm complaining or she's moping around, I pop in and I say, hey, you need to dig your heels in. So find an accountability partner. Find somebody out there who's gonna be a sounding board for you, but someone who's also gonna hold you accountable to do the things that you said you were gonna do. And I can promise you, it's not always gonna be an easy conversation, but it's gonna be important. This same year, I decided that I was going to take a trip to Montana, and I was going to listen to 7 or 8 self-help books, work on myself a little bit, while I drive 1 billion miles to Montana. And there's this book by Robert Kiyosaki where he talks about something that really resonated with me. He says, don't just climb the ladder, own the ladder. And that really hit me, because all our lives we're programmed to apply to that job, get the education, climb the corporate ladder, follow the politics, keep climbing the corporate ladder, don't ask for help, do it by yourself. But why? Why do we climb the ladder when we can own our ladder? So that's where the mental shift just really came in for me, and I knew that I had to make a really hard decision, but an important one to change my life. I knew I needed to surround myself with partners who were going to help build me up. I need to be in rooms with people who are smarter than me, people more successful than me. I need to be a student like I'd never been a student before. I need to level up, and I need to ask for help and support. And luckily, I got in the right rooms. I started manifesting what I wanted, and more importantly, I got to meet a leader in our organization, Will, who made me sit down and figure out what is my why. Like, sit my butt down and figure out what is my true why. And I'm a pretty skeptical person, right? I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm way too busy for this. My clients quit calling, so I'm too good for this. But I can tell you, as tears were swelling up in my eyes, I sat down and I figured out what my true why is. I figured out why I am who I am and why I need to become the person that I need to become. Because when those hard days come, and they will, and if you don't know who you are or why you're doing what you're doing, you're going to quit. But if you know who you are and what you're doing, you're not going to quit. You're not going to give up. Because your why is too important. Your why is too big. Because this is our life, right? So you have to dig down deep and you have to figure out what is your true why. And I promise if you do this, it's not only going to transform you, but it's going to help with you and your business and your relationships. So now that we've talked about the why, let me tell you a few things about the how I did it anyways. Some of you might not agree with it, but number one, gratitude and affirmations. And I know some of you are probably rolling your eyes because I used to too. But hear me when I say this. Your inner warrior hears what you say and think about yourself. So if you tell yourself you're going to suck, chances are you're probably going to suck, right? But if you tell yourself, I'm going to go out and I'm going to crush it, I'm going to crush the day, the chances are you probably will. Let me ask you this. How many of you guys have been around a negative Nancy? Sorry if your name's Nancy. You don't want to hang around them, right? So imagine if everyone woke up every single morning with mindfulness and gratitude and said their affirmations to each other. I am a listing agent. Buyers love to work with me. I'm a leader. I'm a servant. I deserve financial freedom. So I started saying these things to myself all the time. Literally, I would walk around my neighborhood every day and I would say these things out loud to myself over and over again. But if you talk to any self-made millionaire out there or anyone that has any level of success and you ask them what's the number one thing that they had to change to get to where they are today, I guarantee you it's one of two things: mindset or mentality. And it starts with this. Number two, you have to do 3 to 5 hours of prospecting every single day to grow your business. If you're looking to gain momentum in your business, you need to start there. 3 to 5 hours a day. Put it in your calendar. Time block it. Everyone always talks about time blocking, but they never do it. But time block it. 3 to 5 hours. Number 3, social media. I would encourage you to do 300 touches on social media every single week, and it doesn't include the like button. So a post, a reel, a share, a story, get to connect with people. Post on social media. If you're not posting on social media and you're not building your professional platform, you're going to get left behind. So if someone's trying to Google you and you don't have your professional platforms up there, you need to make sure that they can find you and find your professional platforms and not just what you're tweeting on Twitter. Number 4, you have to have more conversations with buyers and sellers. It's how we grow our business, right? So if you're a new agent, I would challenge you to reach out to 100 people in your sphere and connect with them. Talk with them, get to know them. If they're not looking to buy and sell right now, ask for permission to talk to 100 of their friends and make a new list. Check in on them. It does not always have to be a real estate conversation. In fact, it should not always be a real estate conversation. And I know that's really hard for all of us realtors because all we like to talk about is real estate. So number 5, and this is back to the basics, so some of you might be yawning, but it's fine. Open houses and FSBOs. If you're brand new, I encourage you to start doing open houses every single weekend to grow your business. Call for sale by owners. Put it in your calendar. When I first started, I did this for an entire year. I never didn't do it on a weekend. So get well versed with this. If you don't know how to do it, find someone who does and ask them questions on how to do it. These are people who are actively looking to buy or sell their houses today. Number 6, challenge yourself to meet with a small business owner or someone in our industry every single week and take them out for coffee. Get to know them, tag them on social media, collaborate with them, ask them what you can do for their business. Because I can promise you, as a small business owner, they will not forget who supported them. And the final one that I have for you, number 7, building a team or recruiting. And I know some of you are like, oh, all you do is recruit. or you're just a recruiter, or I am not going to recruit, or maybe you're just so brand new that you don't think you have the skills or the abilities to recruit. Well, I think you're wrong. Because listen, I wouldn't be standing up here today in front of you if someone did not take the time out of their day to offer me an opportunity to change my life. I wouldn't be up here speaking. I wouldn't be able to collaborate with all of you and get to network with you every day. I would be stuck in my cubicle, banging my head against the wall, hating my life because no one offered me an opportunity to change it. So, for those of you that are still in your head saying, nope, I'm just never going to recruit, or I'm just not a recruiter, I challenge you to change your perspectives. Because I love to buy and sell real estate. I do. I love closing deals. It feeds my bank account and it puts food on my table, right? But when you help another agent eat at that table, or you help another agent pay off their debt, or you help another agent quit their dead-end job that they hate so much, that is for your soul. So if you're new or you're a rock star agent already, doesn't matter. Build a team. Give back to others. Build an empire. There's amazing brokerage models out there right now where you can capitalize on this opportunity and build a brokerage within a brokerage, where you get to own your damn ladder. So I dare you to go try it. Thanks.